This is the question asked in today's SkillTrack Daily Challenge. So we are given a date as an input and our task is to print the immediate next 10 days from the current date. So here the given date is 23/6/2020. So from this date we are printing the next 10 dates. So 24/6, 25/6. So like this we print until 36 and after 36 we move to the next month. So we print 17, 27, 37, 20. So these are the next 10 dates from the current input date. Now let us see the number of days in every month. So January has 31 days and February has 28 days. So February has 28 days in common year, and if it is a leap year then February has extra one day. So there will be 29 days, and then the remaining March, April, May all have constant number of days. So it has 31, 30, 30, 31. So like that. So these are the number of days in every month. Let us see our program. So first I am defining the function named isLeapYear. So this function accepts an integer named year in its arguments, and it returns 1 if the year is a leap year, else this function returns 0. So here directly in the return statement I am including the condition to check. So the condition for a leap year is the year must be either when divided by 400 should leave the remainder 0. Else the remainder must be 0 if the year is divided by 4, and the remainder must be not equal to 0 if year is divided by 100. So if either any one of these conditions is satisfied, then the particular year is a leap year, else it is not a leap year. So here we have directly included the condition in return statement. So what happens is, if the statement is true, it returns 1. So the total function itself returns 1. If the statement is not true, then it returns 0. So the function returns 0. So this is how this function works. Now let us see our main function. First I am creating 3 integer variables named dd, and yy. So which represents day, month and year. And in the next line I am accepting the input date, month and year separated by a hyphen. So I am including hyphen, so %d hyphen and again %d hyphen %d. So we will accept date, month and year, and after that I am creating a new integer array named days in month, and in this array I am storing the default number of days present in every month. So the first integer that is present at the index 0 represents the number of days in January, and the next integer represents number of days in February and then March. So like this we have the default number of days present in every month. So now in this array we have to update the value of February only when the year is a leap year. So after initializing this array I am going to check whether the current year is a leap year or not. So to do that I am going to make use of the function isLeapYear. So we have already seen how this function leap year works, and in the arguments we are passing the value yy. So this function returns 1 if the year is a leap year, and if it is a leap year then we are going to update the integer that is present at the first index, because that integer represents the number of days in February. So we will be setting it as 29, because in leap year there will be 29 days for February. So that is what we are doing in this if condition. Only when it is a leap year we are updating it, and after that I am decrementing the value of because the represents month, and here in our array we have stored from 0. So if it is first month, then the number of days in the first month will be stored at the index 0. So that is why we are decrementing the value of by 1, and after that I am creating another new integer variable named days in current month, and here in this variable we will be storing the number of days present in the input month. So the input month will be So the number of days present in the current input month can be found from our array. So the integer that is present at the index of the array days in month will be the number of days in the current month. So I am setting days in current month equal to days in month of So that would be the number of days in the input month. So now we have to print the next 10 days from the particular date. So I am creating a loop that starts to iterate from 1 and iterates till 10. And here we are not including the condition I++, because we will be including it near the printf statement. Only when we find a valid date and we print a valid date, we should increment the value of I, else we should not increment the value of I. So that is why whenever you are printing, we are going to increment the value of I. And in every iteration of this loop, we will be incrementing the value of the variable dd, and here we increment dd in every iteration, because suppose if the input date is 23, we should not include this 23 in our output. We should start printing from 24. From 24 we should print the next 10 days. So that is why we increment the value of the variable dd in the first iteration itself. So after incrementing the value of the variable dd, again we are checking whether the variable dd is less than or equal to the number of days in current month. And here we are including this condition because suppose if we are given the input date as 31 and then dd plus plus will be 32, none of the month would be having a date 32. So that is why we are checking whether dd is less than or equal to days in the current month. We have already found the days in current month, so that will be stored in the variable. So only when this condition dd is less than or equal to days in current month, we will be printing the date. And here while printing, we are using this condition printf %02d, because suppose if the month or date is something like 1, then we should not print it as directly 1. We should print 0 1. We should add zeros in the beginning. So when we use this condition %02d, then what happens is it always maintains the number of digits in the integer as 2. If the number of digits in the integer is less than 2, then it will pad a 0 in the beginning. So that is what will be happening if we add %02d. And after that we are printing the day, month and year. And for month we are printing month plus 1, because we have already decremented the value of month by 1 in the previous statement. So that is why we print month plus 1, and we print day and year normally. And whenever we print a date, we increment the value of I, which means we have printed one date. So we should print totally 10 dates, and we increment the value of I only when we print a valid date. So this is what will be happening, and this statement is enough if all the 10 days are present in the current month itself. Suppose if we are given a date like 25, then first 5 days will be present in the current month and the next 5 days will be present in the next month. So for those cases we will be again using this condition. So in those cases the value of dd will be greater. So if dd is greater than the days in current month, then we should move to the next month. So I am including the condition mm++. And when we move to the next month, again we should start from the day 1. So I am setting dd is equal to 0, and here again we don't have a date as 0, but here we are setting it as 0, because when dd is set to 0, in the next iteration dd plus plus will be incremented. So 0 will be incremented to 1. So that is why we are setting dd is equal to 0. So when we move to the next month, again we start printing from the first date of the next month. But again there is a problem. Suppose if we are at the December, then there will be no month after December. Again we should move to the next year January. So we are checking if is equal to 12. And here we are updating when is equal to 12, because equal to 11 is the month of December, because we have started from 0. So the month 11 will be December, and when is equal to 12, it becomes an invalid month. So whenever is equal to 12, then we will set the value of is equal to 0. Equal to 0 represents the January month, because while printing we print plus 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1, that is the January month. And since we have moved to the January month, then it means that we are in the next year. So I am including the condition yy++. So the year value will be incremented. So like this we will be printing the valid date in every iteration, and whenever a date is printed, we increment the value of I. Let's check our program with sample test cases. So now I have given the sample input 1, and we have our expected output here. So here we can see that we also get the correct output. So we are printing the dates from 24/6 till 3/7/2020. So in our output also we are printing till 3/7/2020. So we get the correct output. And now let us give the sample input 2. So for sample input 2, we are starting from 2512. So the first 5 dates will be from 2018 and the next 5 dates will be from 2019. So here also we can see that we are printing the dates correctly. So some dates are from 2018 and some days are from 2019. So in our expected output also that is same. So this is the logic behind today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.